This is for the ones that like to groove. Yo, this is for the ones that like to groove. This is for the ones that like to groove.
Yeah. Yes. How's everybody doing this evening or this day, depending on where you are in the world? I just wanted to play a little bit of this Donald Trump Catholic charity event. You've probably heard it already a little, those of you that are on YouTube or follow up with the news. But yeah, I want to check that out, and then after that, I want to check out the Kamala Harris announcement for the Hamas leader being, I guess killed, right? And yeah, and then talk about that. So, but first is the Trump stuff, which is, it's interesting in itself. It's hilarious, but you tell me what you think of it. This charity event, I mean, for me personally, right off the top, if you say Catholic, I'm thinking religious, especially, and then when you get them all together, a Catholic charity, that's a different religious institutions, right? Now, or yeah, whatever it is. But excuse me, y'all. I don't follow up on this kind of religion, so much. But in any case, it's some religious groups that get together, Catholic charities, blah blah blah, and but it's Catholic, right? It's religious. But then you tell me, does this speech seem like it fits anywhere near something religious? You tell me. You can get into it.
Thank you, everybody. Well, thank you very much. It's an honor. And they told me under no circumstances are you allowed to use a teleprompter. And I got up here and I see this is beautiful teleprompter. So here I am. But it is a tremendous thing. It's a tremendous dinner. I've come here with my father. 3 times, but it was also many times before that, a long time ago, and it's a very special. Good job, Cardinal. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. So I'd like to thank Your Eminence very much, and members of the clergy, so many people I know.
Pretty soon it's going to go off the rails. Don't worry. Speaker
of the House Johnson, what a job you're doing. He's done a great job.
What a job.
Senator
what a job you're doing.
Good. Yeah, I supported him. I don't know. I don't know if he used to say that's true, and now I'm not sure he would, but I gave him his first check from an office in Beach Haven, and I was very proud.
Talking about Chuck Schumer.
I don't know about it lately.
No.
No, I was. It was his first check. He was running, and I said, he's a good man. Senator Gillibrand, thank you very much. Thank you very much for working hard. Governor Hochul, wherever you may be up, this is a big day, right? Where is the governor? Good job. It's not an easy one, is it? But you're doing all right. We have to get a little money from the federal government, I have to tell you. It's about time. It's about time. Mayor Adams, good luck with everything. They went after you. They went after you, Mayor. Yeah, boy, I knew that. 9.5 months ago, I said, he just said something about the administration. He's going to be indicted any moment. And guess what happened? But you're going to win. I think you're going to win. I know you're going to win. So good luck. Good luck. I don't like
those hang together.
What they do. I don't like what they do. And also distinguished guests. So many friends up here. It's great. A lot of great friends. Some of my best friends. And you are right. They are distinguished and they are wealthy for the most.
I mean, when I watch Trump, he just basically what I get overall from his message is that he is mad at the police because they just won't let his white ass do crime. you know, leave the white guys alone. But we do our crime. It seems like that's his overall message. Otherwise, he has no problem with somebody being locked up, thrown in jail, kicked out the country, anything.
Part. A couple are having a hard time,
Only
but
when it's him.
they're going to get over it. I also want to thank my very beautiful wife, and thank you for mentioning, but can you believe this? She did a book, and it's a really good book, and she worked
I'm
hard
gonna
on
speed it up. He does some
God.
really bad
Healthy.
says some really
God,
bad things about just raunchy things, sexual things too. I couldn't believe it. I really couldn't believe it. It's just you have to hear
for
it.
those people that are questioning, I understand the real reason that she's not here is she's hunting with her running mate, spending a lot of time hunting. In any event, it's a weird. You know the word weird. They call me weird. They call JD weird. We're very solid people. This guy is calling us weird, but this was weird that the Democrat candidate is not here and with us tonight. I want to also congratulate somebody's going to make us all healthy. RFK Jr., we love you. I don't see him. He's campaigning all over the place. He's campaigning. You're all over. Hello, you both. Nice to see you both. Doing a good job. He's a great guy, too. He really is. He's going to make us a healthier place. We're going to let him go wild for a little while. Then I'm going to have to maybe rein him back. Because he's got some pretty wild ideas, but most of them are really good, I think. He's a good man, and he believes the environment, the healthy people. He wants healthy people. He wants healthy food. And he's going to do it. He's going to have a big chance to do it because we do need that. I would not have missed the Al Smith dinner for anything in the world. I still remember coming here as a very young guy with my father, Fred. He was a great guy, my father. He was a tough cookie, but he had a very big heart. Anytime we'd walk down the street, and you don't see it too much anymore, there'd be people standing with tin cans. And
Yeah, this is one of the weird ones.
he would always take out $100 and put it in that can. And
He's like, the criminal, the corrupt gangster dude, the guy who's doing all the, the corrupt landlord, the slumlord, right? He comes out of the building, his rich building, and he gives the homeless guy $100. That reminds me of what's that Eddie Murphy movie where he played the bum, Trading Places or something like that. Trump is just like that, and he thinks that's like a great thing. You're a criminal, corrupt millionaire, right? You come out of your rich place and you give the homeless guy $100.
I always thought it was beautiful, and frankly, I even think more so now it was beautiful because nowadays you don't see it so much. But I miss him, and we used to come here very religiously, and a great New York.
It starts off like, think about me, and then watch what happens.
Tradition has been born 79 years ago. It was born 79 years ago, and there are some people that were here for almost that length. I know many of them, and it's not a pretty picture. Not a pretty picture. The two candidates for president are supposed to exchange good-natured barbs, and we get along very well. I didn't like Biden very much, and now I like him quite a bit. And now I say that she's much worse than him. He was a much better candidate than her, actually. And when we hopefully win, dispose of her, I like her a lot, but right now I can't stand her. It's true. I can't stand her. I've never liked people that I was competing against. When you do, a lot of bad things happen. And we are doing well. By the way, the votes are starting to come in. You got to get out and vote. And Catholics, you got to vote for me. Just remember. You better remember I'm here. And she's not. I could have done that too. But you do something that's incredible, that Catholic Church, you're helping the poor, educating children, and supporting the vulnerable. But if you really wanted Vice President Harris to accept your invitation, I guess you should have told her the funds were going to bail out the looters and rioters in Minneapolis, and she would have been here, guaranteed. She would have been here. Guaranteed.
See, here's where it starts. And now he's going to start the derogatory comments. Like, so he's basically saying she would only come because she's scamming anyway, because she's only coming for the money, right? That's basically what he's saying. And it's totally racist, obviously, because who else would you say that to? How come he never said that to anybody else? You see, and by the way, which one of them would be in that room if it wasn't for the money? I mean, anyway, would Donald Trump be there? But he's saying that about her. That is so, you see what I'm getting at. This is sickening, man.
She would have been okay. She would have been okay with that. But I know this isn't my normal crowd tonight, because it just isn't. It's not my normal crowd. Believe me, my normal crowd is younger, has a lot more energy.
What the hell does that mean?
But you have certain advantages too, like cash, lots of cash. But many of you are Manhattan liberals from the media and the Democrat Party. I always say the Democrat, Chuck doesn't like that. He likes Democratic, and it sounds much more beautiful, the Democratic Party. I always say the Democrat Party because it sounds worse. It is true. He likes Democratic. Why don't they just...
I mean, I'm laughing because that is just stupid. Why is he even talking? Why is he wasting people's time right now? But he is really about to get grotesque.
change the name. This way, it is Democrat. But I must say I was shocked when I heard that Kamala was skipping the Al Smith dinner. I'd really hoped that she would come, because we can't get enough of hearing her beautiful laugh. She laughs like crazy. We would recognize it any place in this room, and all polls are indicating I'm leading big with the Catholic vote, as I should be, But I don't think Kamala has given up yet. She hasn't. Instead of attending tonight, she's in Michigan receiving communion.
One of my notes, right, on that. Now, check this out. Ironically enough, he's saying as it should be, because he's saying a lot of Catholics, they're against abortion, right? And, for that, in line with that, they're also essentially out to control your body. That's essentially it. Now, I thought that was so interesting, because isn't it the Catholic Church that gave like the go ahead for people to come and Christianize the Americas and all of that? Isn't that where the slavery and the controlling the body, people's bodies and stuff, it's kind of weird that way. But in any case, I'm not saying only Catholics were down with that or whatever, right? But I mean, isn't there something to that? Still, how many years is it later? Centuries later, right? And they're still having a battle. They still care about, what someone else does with their own body, But in any case, just a thought.
Gretchen Whitmer. That's not a pretty sight. But Catholics, please don't be too insulted by Kamala's absence. If the Democrats, he says, thank you very much, I appreciate it. If Democrats really wanted to have someone not be with us this evening, they would have just sent Joe Biden. He's having second thoughts, that, right? He wants to come back. If she does any worse in the polls, they're going to bring him back again, I think. Chuck, he's going to do it. He's the one that got him out.
You see, there's Chuck Schumer to the right of the screen, and there's Bloomberg down on the bottom left. I don't know who the guy is between Schumer and Bloomberg, but who's the lady on the left there? I'm not sure, but if you know, let me know.
That's the guy. Much more so than Crazy Nancy, I will tell you, because I know him. He did it. Joe has almost disappeared from view. The only way he could be seen less is if he had a show on CNN. They had nothing. They've got nothing. Fake news, right? Fake. That term wasn't good. You know, they say the term is no longer in vogue because it's much worse than fake. I don't want to tell you what the real name is. I won't do it because all those cameras would shut off immediately. They don't like that. But apparently Joe didn't think it was fair for me to have the podium to myself with Kamala skipping the event. So he called, looked at me, and said, "Don't." Does anybody understand that? Yeah. I thought it was actually very good until just now.
This is just
It was
dumb.
announced this morning that at a funeral yesterday, in a rare moment of clarity, Joe told Barack Hussein Obama that, quote, only a few people got that. Or as Rush Limbaugh used to say, Barack Hussein Obama. Remember, bro? He was a piece of work. We miss him. But as he told Barack Hussein Obama, quote, "She's not as strong as me. She's not as strong. Do you understand that?" And Obama agreed, saying, "That's true. Other than that, I think the Democrats are getting along quite well." Right? Nobody got that one. The fact is, we need new leadership in this country. Right now, we have someone in the White House who can barely talk, barely put together two coherent sentences, who seems to have mental faculties of a child, it's said. There's a person that has nothing going, no intelligence whatsoever, but enough about Kamala Harris. Let's get on to something else. I know Kamala's word because she spends a lot of time complaining. I won't agree to another debate. But the truth is, I've debated twice this year, once against Joe Biden and once against David Muir of ABC. That was amazing, 11 times. None for the other side. Do you think that's fair news? I don't think so. That's fake news. I don't know what's going to happen 3 weeks from now. It's going to be very interesting. It just started. It's actually, isn't it sort of exciting?
You know, it's interesting because in this situation, everyone in the room doesn't like Trump, but people are there and they're going to listen. And you could see sometimes they don't seem exactly happy, like Schumer or Bloomberg, right? And so you could imagine some of the audience is the same, right? But they're sitting there listening to it. I mean, what are your thoughts on Trump coming to quote unquote Catholic charity, right? And yeah, speaking like this, but it's going to get worse. So,
right? It really isn't it just exciting what's going on? It's a process. It's a rough process too. Not so pretty, and yet sometimes very beautiful. But the press is reporting that Democrats are starting to panic. They're panicking. They are panicking because, the votes that are coming in very, very strong a certain way. I won't tell you what way that is, but Chuck Schumer is here looking very glum. Doesn't he look glum? He looks glum. But look on the bright side, Chuck, considering how woke your party has become. If Kamala loses, you still have a chance to become the first woman president. And I actually said, "Do you mind if I do that?"
the first woman president, Chuck Schumer, can still have a chance at that if Kamala doesn't win, or Kamala. Yeah. What do you all think about that? This kind of joke. You can do this, right? At this type of event. Is that okay?
No, you got to do what you got to do. He's a pro. He's a professional. No, he's a good man, actually. I hate to say it. Don't ever use it against me, please. They'll say, this dinner was really setting me back when I say that. But I've known him a long time. There's a group called White Dudes for Harris. Have you seen this? White Dudes for Harris. Anybody know? Are some of you here? White Dudes for Harris? Doesn't sound like it. But I'm not worried about them at all because their wives and their wives' lovers are all voting for me.
You hear that? You hear that? Their wives and their wives' lovers are all voting for me. What kind of joke is that? That is a weird joke.
Very glum. Doesn't he look lovely? He looks lovely. But look on the bright side, Chuck, considering how woke your party has become. If Kamala loses, you still have a chance to become the first woman president. And I actually said, do you mind if I do that? He said, no, you got to do what you got to do. He's a pro. He's a professional. No, he's a good man, actually. I hate to say it. Don't ever use it against me, please. They'll say, this dinner was really setting me back when I say that. But I've known him a long time. There's a group called White Dudes for Harris. Have you seen this? White Dudes for Harris. Anybody know?
Here it is.
Are some of you here? White
You hear this? Here's the joke. Hear it again.
Dudes for Harris. Doesn't sound like it. But I'm not worried about them at all because their wives and their wives' lovers are all voting for me. Every one of those people is voting for me. And as you may have seen, Kamala did an interview on Fox News yesterday. It went so poorly for her that the Democrats have been forced to install another 100 drop boxes throughout the city. And the upside really is Kamala now sees the benefit of deportation. She wants to deport people. She's vicious. She wants to deport people, and she wants to start by deporting Brett Baer of Fox. It's an interesting interview last night, though. A major issue in this race is child care, and Kamala has put forward a concept of a plan. A lot of people don't like it. The only piece of advice.
So you can see what the Trump campaign is known to do is gaslight. So they always take on the characteristics of the, or the identity of their opponent. So that's where he got that from. Concepts. Kamala has concepts of a, plan, right? That's what she was saying about him because he said it himself, and now he's flipped it around, hence the gaslighting.
Advice I would have for her in the event that she wins would be not to let her husband Doug anywhere near the nannies. Just keep him away. That's a nasty one. That's nasty. I told these idiots that gave me this stuff, that's too tough.
Look, and he's raveling in that joke. And this is supposed to be like a Catholic charity. You see, these people, they seem like they always want to test the line, with the extreme comments or the type of statements. They're all derogatory basically. And if you look at it, defamatory also, because maybe this guy had an affair. Fair enough, that he admitted it himself, right? But do you have to is that how he feels? Like this guy personally attacked him personally? So with Trump, he will say anything. That lets you know it doesn't matter who it is or what their problem is with you. Trump is gonna hit back any way possible, just anyway. It won't matter.
Oh, I did. They told me the last time I did this, I was running against Crooked Hillary. Hillary. No, I was running against Crooked Hillary and I did it. And I thought it was a roast. So I was told it's a roast. And I had the meanest guy you've ever seen write stuff up. And man, was the room angry. Even the Cardinal remembers. I went overboard. Don't you agree, Cardinal? It was like terrible. And I knew I was in trouble around midway through because, people had not, even my own side was angry at me. They were saying it's too much. But I did it anyway. I didn't.
Yep. Exactly.
Campaigning can take a toll on a family and family life, although I hear that Kamala and her husband.
I'm so sorry, Andrea. Sorry.
Carve out some really beautiful alone time at the end of the day for an intimate dinner, just Doug, her, and the teleprompter that she uses quite well. And by the way, she wouldn't have liked this tonight if she was told about no teleprompter. I can't believe I saw a teleprompter. They said they've never had a teleprompter in the history of this dinner. I told.
This is the thing about Trump. He talks a lot about you, when you're not there. You know, that's what most of Trump's stuff is. Like he doesn't how can I say this? He he never gives anyone else the opportunity to stand before him and get some get back. So he's always in these situations where he's just railing on you personally. But then look at how often he wanted to face Kamala Harris. Does he give equal time? Like he doesn't even give half the time. He doesn't say, "Okay, I talk shit about you, so now you can face me and what's up," right? He never does that part. So Trump is very I mean, why do people accept that from him? Don't they see that Trump doesn't play fair? You know, he's not going to give you a fair one, right? So, do you like that? Do you like a person that won't give you a fair one? Is that what you respect? Essentially, a lot of people apparently respect it, right? I mean, this is a lot of people, right? I mean, it's a lot of people in this room, and there's a lot of people in general that, yeah, what can I say? What can I say? I just really wonder why this is continuing, because when you play the game this way, eventually it's going to hit anybody in proximity. Eventually,
Told that to the cardinal, right? And then a teleprompter pops up for. He must be a very important comedian to get that. They give you one, but not me. How about that one? Huh? Come here. Yeah, and you did a good job. Tradition holds that I'm supposed to tell a few self-deprecating jokes this evening. So here it goes. Nope, I've got nothing. I've got nothing. There's nothing to say. I guess I just don't see the point of taking shots at.
yeah, exactly. You see that, Andre? He's a coward, and he's a straight up coward, and it's really strange. If you ask me, it's really strange that people find that amusing. That people would actually find a coward amusing. You know, that's a really sad day for you right there. I tell you, that's a sad day.
At myself when other people have been shooting at me for a hell of a long time. They shoot. You know, they say about presidents, they say that Andrew Jackson was the president that was the most meanly treated. His wife died. She died of heartache. She was heartbroken at the way they treated him. And they say that second was Abraham Lincoln, but he was in charge of a civil war, you know. So, but those were the two, Andrew Jackson. Up until me, now they say it's not even close. There's never been a president that's been treated so badly as me, and our people aren't happy about it. But I was treated a little bit rough, but I don't mind it somehow.
How do you interpret that statement right there? The way he's speaking right now, he's trying to get empathy and sympathy from people, right? Um, but isn't that a weird place to throw it? He's like right in the middle of his rant, a little over the middle, and or his jokes, and then he goes for the empathy part of it. So everybody's laughing, right? And had a nice time getting, and now he's going to the other side, the empathy side.
And I think it's just part of the game. I'd like to thank our MC this evening,
Getting
Jim
serious now.
Gaffigan. Most recently, Jim has been playing Tim Walsh on Saturday Night Live. And that'll be a very short gig, I hope, Jim. But it was fun while it lasted, wasn't it? Let's see how that lasts. It better be quick. We don't want him, and I'm not going to say anymore. But unfortunately, Governor Walsh isn't here himself, but don't worry, he'll say that he was. He's going to say he was.
It's really telling about the world when you could have on one hand a president like Obama or Biden, right? Either one. And then what do you have to compare them to? This. This is the best that the other side has, Donald Trump. Yes, that's the best that they have. A racist, that's the whole game behind it. Like, you're not, you know who the group is. it's the group that feels self entitled. They feel entitled, right? And everybody else therefore is not American, by proxy. So it's it's really telling, and but let me ask y'all this: if the shoe was on the other foot, and you, for some reason, felt that to this extreme, like that this is your country, and but you you still want to kick people out, like would you trade places with him, with Donald Trump? Would you trade places with people that identify that way if it was for your people? Like in this case, it's the white folk, right? Obviously, the white, Anglo-Saxon, Scottish, whatever, all these, you know, those Germanic or Nordic people, right? Um, would you trade place with this kind of attitude in the United States? And I mean, would you? If the shoe, would you think differently? Would you find it to be acceptable? Let me know what you think. I mean, I don't know. This is disgusting. That's all I could say. It's totally disgusting to me. But
I used to think the Democrats were crazy for saying that men have periods, but then I met Tim Waltz.
you see, like he's like, don't you do you think is that a joke? Like, I don't know. That's nasty. That's a nasty joke. He's talking about periods, women's period. This is so insulting. This is so insulting on so many levels. On so many levels. And they're just there laughing.
The stupid show, The View, is so bad now that the other day I was watching it and thinking to myself, don't worry, he'll say that he was. He's going to say he was. I used to think the Democrats were crazy for saying that men have periods, but then I met Tim Waltz. The stupid show, The View, is so bad now that the other day I was watching it and thinking to myself, you know what? They really need to bring Rosie O'Donnell back. That show is bad. Those people are bad. I know every one of them, and they are bad news, I want to tell you. And it doesn't do very well. I always like to say, ratings are very important. When they don't do well, it doesn't do very well.
Can I speed this shit
As I
up?
look around the dais, I see all of the usual suspects. For instance, Mayor Adams. I'd like to poke some fun at Eric, but I'm going to be nice. I just want to be nice because I know what it's like to be persecuted by the DOJ for speaking out against open borders. We were persecuted, Eric. I was persecuted, and so are you, Eric. The mayor's dietary.
So he's going to use Eric. He's going to use that and say that that's why it's happening. Mayor Adams is being persecuted because of his stance on the open borders, right? That's the new conspiracy. But sorry, this conspiracy goes back for a long time. And what is up with this dude? I mean, you know, this is how sick this man is. He has no shame. Anything that pops up in his vicinity, he will use to serve him. So he just happened to pop up in New York, and Mayor Adams is there. Mayor Adams just happened, right? Stands by, happened to be under indictment himself. And what does he do? He locks arms with Mayor Adams and makes it, attaches his political thing with him, his political baggage. Yeah, we being persecuted. See, it's only those that stand up against immigrants that get persecuted. You know, it is, yeah, okay, okay. But it shows you corruption. Yeah. How do y'all feel about Mayor Adams?
Restrictions are well known, but I've got to say, I've never met a person who's a vegan who liked turkey so much. There's something about him with turkey. I just found that out today. I haven't been in New York that much.
Hold on, Donnie. Men have periods, shaking my head, and these are supposed to be Catholics. Exactly. I mean, I don't know what is going. I don't know. See, I don't normally watch this event, so I don't know what the norm is. bro. But this to me is just, I don't know. It's beneath me, man. Basically, is what I'm saying. I
Don't let
can't do it. I can't do it.
it, but you're going to win, Eric. We have another former New York City mayor with us, frankly, easily the worst in our history.
Isn't see, and that's the thing about it. He always talks this stuff, but the one opportunity he gets to be in her face, you never hear him say these kind of things, and he doesn't. And it's obvious he doesn't want to give himself or give her too many opportunities in front of his face. I bet you he's not planning on doing it again at all. This type of guy, he doesn't want to see Kamala Harris ever face to face again. It's probably not just on TV. He probably doesn't want to see her privately or just walk by her, the entourages or whatever. I don't think he does, because this is what I'm thinking. If he can talk this way, then why can't she talk it back? She can talk it back. Obviously, I'm not saying she should do that as part of her campaign. Maybe that's why. Maybe that's the problem. Yeah, that's the problem. She's not a fool. This guy doesn't have to. He's not thinking about the country, or the example he's setting. And Kamala Harris is. And speaking of that, let's just flip over now, because we've seen enough of this. This is basically bullshit. Excuse me, but yeah, more of that clown. Hopefully, we can get his ass out of there sometime soon. And yeah, but on the other hand, Kamala Harris, she is in the news again, right? And here we go. And Kamala, she essentially made a statement to the public about the death of the Hamas leader. Yeah, the leader of Hamas is now dead. The Israelis captured him, and there's also let me see. There's he was captured. I think a drone first spotted him inside of a building. They had a drone, and the drone flew into the building and found where he was hiding. And yeah, that is what happened, and they showed the video footage of that. Yeah, yeah. I don't know if you've seen it, and I don't know how many people. You want me to dig it up? I can dig it up while we wait a second. But in any case, Kamala Harris made a statement, and the MAGA people obviously don't like it, because they don't want her to be associated with leadership at all. You got to understand, there is nothing, Kamala Harris could do to gain in her job as vice president or anything else to gain their confidence on, especially in this play on the international table, because their whole narrative is that Kamala Harris could never, she won't stand up strong against Hamas, she won't stand up strong against China or Putin, right? That's been their narrative. That's the narrative they rolled with. But let me see if I can just pop this up for a second. If they have, no, you know what? Forget it. People can check that out themselves. And in fact, I think I have it on my in one of the shorts on here. Maybe I can open that up. Let me see here. Yeah, the shorts. We open that up. 2 seconds, and it should be in here. All right. So let's just go over to that. I'll change the window for a sec. Boom. Is it this one? I think so.
Israeli military releasing new video purportedly showing Hamas leader Yahya Sinwar's final moments. You see a drone flying through a damaged building. Israel says that the man there, sitting alone, looking towards the drone, Sinwar. And then you see him.
Yahya Sinwar, the leader of
Yeah. You know what? I don't know if y'all could see that properly. Could you see that? Oh, I got it. Let me move it right here now. Now we'll be able to see it better. Oh, that's not happening right. I don't know why that is. What's up with that? Okay. Yeah, maybe this is better. Now let's rock that again. Let's see here.
Hamas is dead. Justice has been served. And the United States, Israel, and the entire world are better off as a result. Sinwar was responsible for the killing of thousands of innocent people, including the victims of October 7th and hostages killed in Gaza. He had American blood on his hands. Sinwar was the mastermind of October 7th, the deadliest day for the Jewish people since the Holocaust, that killed 1,200 innocent people and included horrific sexual violence, including 7 Americans, living and deceased, who remain in captivity.
Israeli military releasing new video purportedly showing Hamas leader Yahya Sinwar's
Yeah,
final
so there it
moments.
is. They have a drone here, and the drone goes into the building and spots him. And then I guess after moments after the soldiers come in, and but it does beg the question. So what happened from here? They spotted him. So then what happened? How did he die? Did they execute him? Because that's what I would be asking. How did the man die? Maybe he had a gun also and was just waiting for them and was combative or whatever. But it'll be interesting to know how he died. Now let's go back here out of this and go back to Kamala's actual statement because that would be more interesting to see. Let's see. Here we go.
Today, Israel confirmed that Yahya Sinwar, the leader of Hamas, is dead, and justice has been served. And the United States, Israel, and the entire world are better off as a result. Sinwar was responsible for the killing of thousands of innocent people, including the victims of October 7 and hostages killed in Gaza. He had American blood on his hands. Today, I can only hope that the families of the victims of Hamas feel a sense and measure of relief. Sinwar was the mastermind of October 7, the deadliest day for the Jewish people since the Holocaust. A terrorist attack that killed 1,200 innocent people and included horrific sexual violence and more than 250 hostages taken into Gaza, including 7 Americans, living and deceased, who remain in captivity. A terrorist attack that triggered a devastating war in Gaza, a war that has led to unconscionable suffering of many innocent Palestinians and greater instability throughout the Middle East. In the past year, American Special
Now,
Operations.
I ask you this. When you look at Trump and then you look at Kamala Harris after, who would you rather have leading, being the president? Who would you rather have? Because, you know, on the most basic level, there is something that stands out the most. One person is competent and mentally sane, healthy, and the other person is not. And that other person is Donald Trump, obviously. Um, Here it is, you have a vice president who is giving a statement, an official statement. And this is, I do believe, from it's the White House, right? Or the State Department. Where was she located when she made the statement? I'm curious. It was in DC. Maybe it was maybe the White House press room, or I don't know. But in any case, she made this statement, and this is an official statement from the US, right? Now, the White House, I believe. So I'm gonna check that out as a matter of fact right now. But this is what most MAGA men hate the most, because this is a woman in a position of power, right? A real power, to say power is to say the least, you know. We're talking about loads. You can't. This is ultimate power, essentially, if there's such a thing in a practical sense when it comes to the Game of Thrones on Earth, right? The U.S. is a powerful country now internationally. Period. It's a force to be reckoned with. Its enemies do fear. Ultimately, or respect at the very least. I mean, don't get it twisted. The U.S. military is probably the most competent and ready force, you know. But having said that, when you have real power, you don't always have to use your muscle. So that speaks for itself. Um, what do you all think when you see come up? Would you rather see Trump in that position? Take a look at that flag, the two flags on the side. Would you rather have that be Trump right there making that announcement? Um, what do you think the difference would be? Not just with this announcement, but with any announcement. Also, you could say, would you even risk this one on Trump? I mean, Trump? What do you think? Just let me know. Just let me know. Let's hear a little bit more.
Operations and intelligence personnel have worked closely with their Israeli counterparts to locate and track Sinwar and other Hamas leaders, and I commend their work. And I will say, to any terrorist who kills Americans, threatens the American people, or threatens our troops or our interests, know this: we will always bring you to justice. Israel has a right to defend itself, and the threat Hamas poses to Israel must be eliminated. Today, there is clear progress toward that goal. Hamas is decimated, and its leadership is eliminated. This moment gives us an opportunity to finally end the war in Gaza.
Okay, now I got another question. Do you think that this is going to end the war? That this will be the opportunity that the other opposing forces um, would take this opportunity to just stop the fighting and get involved in some sort of settlement, real settlement. Not that the other ones shouldn't have been real. They should have all been real. The old agreements should have been real, right? But do you think they're going to stop and try to reconsider that, or do you think it's never going to stop? Let me know what you think about that.
And it must end such that Israel is secure, the hostages are released, the suffering in Gaza ends, and the Palestinian people can realize their right to dignity, security, freedom, and self-determination. And it is time for the day after to begin, without Hamas in power. We will not give up on these goals, and I will always work to create a future of peace, dignity, and security for all. I thank you all.
Is the U.S. asking Israel to end the war now, Madam Vice President?
Yeah, so there you have it. That was Kamala Harris, and Kamala Harris, yes, that's her, and she gave the announcement. Now let me see here. One thing here. 2 seconds. It's one thing I want to answer. Let's see here. Okay, it says official statement. Okay. Well, it's a stupid question I'm asking, but I just want to make sure. Uh, yeah, okay. So just to make sure there's no ambiguity on this, this statement is an official statement from the White House as her capacity. The vice president is her post. So it is indeed for people that want to know or are in doubt. And I'm just doing this because MAGA people, if you're listening, you have to learn how to be fair and reasonable and rational, right? Otherwise, the relationship's not going to work. But this woman right here is your vice president. So you've already lived with her for this time. Okay. So this is who she is Kamala Harris, right? And she was speaking on behalf of the White House, okay, in the capacity of the vice president. There it is. She's your vice president right now. So yeah, and she's making an official statement. And this statement is about the death of the Hamas leader. And apparently she's asking for peace. They think it's a time to make peace. But let's see what people say here. All right, Donnie, Andrea, Pumpkin, uh things worth knowing. I think who else is in here? Yeah, what's up, everybody? Okay, so let me read this. Donnie says, men, oh my god, I can't read that one again. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Let me uh let me see something here. Um the fool knows he would not say that to her face. Yeah, Donald Trump made loads of I mean, he's been making foul comments about Kamala Harris forever, right? In any case, it's nothing new, right? But yeah, but he's never going to do it to her face. He won't provide the opportunity. He ducked out on a second interview or debate, right? He doesn't even want to be in a town hall together with her. This man is a complete utter coward. And how much time does any person spend talking about another person that you won't really go say it to their face? I mean, that's the bottom line right there. And in my world, that's called a sucker. You know what I'm saying? Like, seriously. And the reason why you have to keep that rule is to keep yourself in check. Don't mouth off at people that you wouldn't mouth off on face to face. You see what I'm saying? Don't do it over the internet like Donald Trump does. You know? 2 seconds. Let me see something. This okay. Um, right. Yeah, I don't think you're gonna meet the lady, bro. And she's the vice president. You would think he would give her the honor, right? No, he's just running, trekking. I will not have a second debate. I won't be in the same room with Kamala Harris. She hurt my feelings. No, it will not end the war. They've been fighting since time immemorial. Yeah, man. I just don't believe it's going to stop. I don't think that offer to cease is going to hold up. I'm glad that she made it though. The leader's dead. I mean, why do people want? Why do you think people can't make peace? I mean, I don't mind people blaming the U.S. or blaming any guilty party, whoever the players are, whoever's at fault, anybody. And believe me, it's got to be more than one. But whoever's at fault here in this debacle with Israel and Palestine, right? I'm sure there's plenty of fault to go around, but what do you think? I mean, do you think this is going to stop even if I mean, are any of them ever? I just don't understand it myself. I don't understand it myself. Like, to me, it seems like there's been enough death on both sides, but not even now, before now. Like, for me, but it's not, obviously, I'm not Palestinian and I'm not Israeli, right? And I'm also not from that region, of the world. So I and I'm not talking about the broader region. I just mean that little area right there. but so I don't have a stake in that, right? But to me, it just seems like war is not the answer. That's what it seems like to me. War is not the answer, and to me, it seems like all they've had is war, right? So it doesn't seem like it's a good, to me, it seems like we just gotta accept what it could be. You just gotta accept what it could be, or whatever it is. Yeah, Andrea says, yeah, he's the real sucker and loser. I mean, yeah, totally, man. He won't stand in front of the lady's face and he talks stuff about her, you should at least give a person time, that same time, face to face, if you're going to talk about them badly. That's what I think. That's what I think. Um, well, at least give them some opportunities, at least one. Trump didn't really even give her one opportunity because the only opportunity was that first debate, and she's the president, so she can't just do it on camera. What about off camera? What about off camera? See, this is what I'm talking about. I don't think he would even face her off camera. I think he's running like that. Like, I think it's mental for him. Like, he knows he's a coward. He talk anytime he's not in your face, he's going to talk that shit. But off camera, I guarantee you, he fears this lady. He fears this lady straight up. That's my take on it in any case. But yo, folks, I gotta be out. I appreciate everybody for coming through. Word up, the family. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna keep it rolling. Uh, we're gonna definitely keep it rolling. I wonder if 411 got landed on her vacation. But any case, everybody else out there, where's Shaka, man? Shaka, I think Shaka's been what has he been studying or almost finished his studies? But anyway, yeah, I think he's been doing that. But if in any case, we'll all catch up again. I will be back online. I don't know if it's tomorrow, possibly tomorrow, y'all. It can be a short one tomorrow. If I got maybe another hour for tomorrow, so just like now, 1 hour. So I'm gonna catch up with everybody, and peace to the family everywhere. All right, one.
This is for the ones that like to move. Yeah, this is for the ones that like to move. Yo, this is for the ones that like to move. This is for the ones that like to move. Hitting you with this eclectic organic style, activating your goosebumps and making you smile. It feels good the way the bass and keys flow together. At the same time, it's raining in sunny weather. The beat's popping, the guitar is sweet. Quite unique the way we raise the levels, but they don't peak. Bringing you to another musical orgasm. Moving your fat butt starts to spasm. Don't panic, we take the game to another planet. The earth's getting hot and we still grooving, damn it. The way we think it makes the frequency soothing. At a calm and steady pace we keep moving, cause the movement and information is quite progressive. Dropping the rap in a way you can study the method. We glad cause the mission is to be thought-provoking. Examining how you do your thing, the slogan. You can do what you want to do. It's your life, baby, yes I